Look, I think we've been involved in some amazing games. I mean, as a coach, I've been in some amazing games with Bangladesh. We've had some narrow wins, some narrow losses, but that was as close as they come, I suppose. And you're right, it shouldn't have been that tight. When we needed 55, I think, with 4 wickets down, we're in a pretty good position. So, yep, by far not the perfect performance, and there's a lot of work still to be done. But to be able to win from that situation says a lot about the team's character, and we've got to see the positive from it and not dwell too much on the things that weren't that good. And that's the way I see it going forward. Look, I think there's confidence in this format. We know our record in Bangladesh is very good, and there's a sense of excitement that we're playing against India, who are one of the big teams in the world, and it's a great opportunity to test ourselves against one of the best teams in the world. But there's also a sense of, look, we know India are going to come back strong. We've got to play better cricket than we played in the first game, particularly with the bat, because I don't think we can get away with it again. So there's definitely a sense of determination to make sure we put in a better performance, particularly with the bat tomorrow. I think his intensity maybe dropped a little bit and was looking more to survive than looking to score. And that's why he probably missed that half volley on leg stump. If you're looking to score, he's probably hitting that for 2 or for 4. So just making sure that he gets into the routine and the rhythm of being a little bit more positive than looking to survive. Not so much boundary hitting, but just hitting the gaps a bit more. So firstly, I'm going to defend my players. Mushfiq wasn't dropped. He retired from T20 cricket. That's the first point. And then the second point is, I think the last 2 games in Zimbabwe, which was a game before these last 2, I think Mamadullah got 80, 89 and 40. 80 and 40 or 39 or something like that. So I'm very reluctant to say that. All players have times in their careers where they're searching for runs, but it was one-day international ago that he got 89. So I've got no concerns with him at the moment. We know that all players, when they get to the end, older parts of their careers, they're going to go through those phases. But I still have a lot of faith in his ability and a lot of faith in his batting. Yeah, look, for me, I like a left-hand, right-hand opening combination. Second point is he seems to be finding his way in white ball cricket. He got 2 50s in the T20 World Cup. And look, I can tell you a lot of great players, their first 20, 25 one-day internationals or 20 test matches. I think of Jacques Callis, his first 12 test matches. I think he averaged 12 in test match cricket. Became one of the best players of all time. So, look, Shanto needs to perform more consistently. We know that. He's also been on some tricky surfaces. The West Indies was really tough to battle. He played some good innings there. So, look, you've got to be patient with some players. 12 one-day internationals is not that many games. He's playing against high-quality teams on tough conditions. So you've got to be patient and allow those players to find their form at some stage. Absolutely. Like I said, we've got, I think, maybe 12 one-day internationals before the World Cup. And it's a great opportunity to look at different combinations and give guys an opportunity to play, because when we get to the World Cup, we want to see who can do those particular roles. Rabi did it in South Africa. He got 1 good score, he got 50 and played fantastically well. And then came in some difficult situations, the T20, with only a couple of overs left. So it's a very difficult situation. Our fifth for me is our guy at the back end there, and I'm still backing Mamadullah's ability and his experience to get us out of tricky situations. So a lot of players got to be patient for their opportunities, and when opportunities come, they've got to make sure they take them. I hope we lose a toss, because you're never quite sure what to do here, to be honest. There's value in batting first. You can see the ball nipped around at night. I think the last 70 or the last 20 games here, if a team gets 200, I think they've won 17 of the last 20 games. So you're never quite sure how much is enough. So sometimes you try and score too many and you get bowled out early. So I don't know if the toss is that important. And then regarding the middle order, look, I think we've got really good experience there with Saqib, Mushfiq, Riyad, and a dynamic player in our fifth. So I've got no concerns with our middle order at this particular stage. There's still games to go before the World Cup. And I'd rather be having problems with it now than when we get to the World Cup in a few months' time. I think he did a fantastic job in the first game. Look, I thought his tactical changes were good. He bounced ideas off some of the players around the team that he values the opinions of. And I thought he did a really good job. Look, every captain's got different styles. Litton's a quiet guy. Lead doesn't say much, leads to performance and very good thinker on the game. So it's good to spread the leadership and have different sorts of opinions and different styles of leadership. I think that'll only serve Bangladesh cricket well. No, he's like a quiet hero in this team type of thing. He's so consistent in all formats. Got 100 in test matches. He's willing to bat anywhere. Deals with pressure really well. I know at one stage he was number 2 or number 3 in 50 over cricket with the ball. I'm not sure where he is now, but you can always rely on him. If he goes for a few runs, you know you can bring him back in test situations because he really thrives in those situations. And I mean, it was a special innings the other day, the way he held the game together, and he was clear and calm in his thinking at the back end. And look, it's not the first time he's done it. We were 40 for 6 against Afghanistan, and he played superbly. And just really pleased with him because he's a fantastic character in the team and a really good bloke to work with.
Is he valued enough?
I value him massively. How the public see him and the media see him, I don't know, but as the coach, he's one of the first names on my sheet. Yeah, look, I know he's been struggling a little bit with his shoulder and maybe not trying to spin the ball as much as he has in the past because he's playing so many T20s where he's just trying to bowl straight at the stumps. And I thought his change of pace and his angles and his shape in the ball was fantastic in the last game. And I mean, behind Tendulkar, he's got the second most man of the matches, so you always know he's going to put in a performance at some stage. That's a given, whether it's with the bat or with the ball. So really pleased, and he'll take a lot of confidence from that last particular bowling effort. Look, end of the day, I mean, Sakib's been unbelievable, and I coached South Africa for a long time. When Jacques Callis retired, I think it's now 8 years ago, and they're still trying to find that sort of replacement. You're not sure, do you play 7 batsmen or 6 batsmen? Do you play an extra bowler? Do you play an extra batter? So those sorts of cricketers are very hard to replace because whether Shakib's bowling badly, he'll get runs. If he's batting badly, he'll perform with the ball. So they're very difficult to replace, and they're very few and far in between, and that's why they're special cricketers. We've got to keep him for as long as we can and make sure he's fresh and make sure he's driven enough to play for Bangladesh for as long as we possibly can until we find somebody that could possibly do that. Is Miraj the guy? Possibly. He's definitely got the game to bat in the top 5, top 6 and be a really consistent performer with the ball. So by all means, he's a guy that can pick up that mantle if we keep providing opportunities to play all formats.
When we saw the wicket, we thought that it's a bit sticky and we thought that it's going to settle after a few overs, but it played like more worse than our imagination. And usually, like when I played last time over here, wicket was much better those times. But one-on match can happen that we can play on this sort of wicket. But it's good to test our skills and mental skills as well, mental toughness as well. And then we try to mold according to the wicket and create the best impact for our team. Yeah, he has been performing really well from the time he has come back in the side. Even in New Zealand, he played amazing knock and bowled really well. He's a very good all-rounder, quite impactful off spinner and low-down batsman for us. And I'm sure the more matches he plays, he's going to get more experience, and he already have a very stable mindset. And I'm sure that he'll do great in cricket world and for his country. Yeah, of course, we are very, very confident about tomorrow's game, and this is not the first time we have lost first game in a series like this is, and it's quite normal. So we know how to bounce back from these situations. Of course, Bangladesh is playing good cricket as well, but if we see the last match, it was quite interesting game. It was a low total, and at the end they pulled the game back from us, which is it doesn't happen very often. And of course, they played really well. Give credit to them. And where we need improvements, we analyze that and we rectify it in a meeting. And surely we'll be creating much more impact in the coming game as well. No, not really. I enjoy. I know both the coaches from a long time, and I have a very good rapport with them. And now it's not difficult. I've been playing international cricket for 10-12 years, so if those things doesn't really make me think too deep. I'm a very friendly sort of person, and I get along with anyone. I'm happy in any situation. हाँ जी, आप बिल्कुल शार्दुल अवेलेबल है मैच के लिए, और आई गेस उसको सब क्रैम्प से आया था पिछले मैच में, तो ज़्यादा कुछ सीरियस नहीं था. और बिल्कुल आई ऑलवेज एंजॉय प्लेइंग स्वीप और रिवर्स स्वीप्स एज वेल, सो इट्स गुड टू प्रैक्टिस मोर बिकॉज यहाँ की जो विकेट्स हैं उनमें ये शॉट्स काफ़ी काम आई है. तो आप देखेंगे कल हमारे प्लेयर भी ये शॉट्स अपनाएंगे, क्योंकि जैसे विकेट होती है उसके हिसाब से शॉट्स भी तैयार करनी पड़ती है. और इवन जो वर्ल्ड कप है अगले साल वो भी इंडिया में है, तो इंडियन पिचेस में स्पिनर्स ज़्यादा रोल प्ले करते हैं, तो वो सारी शॉट्स काफ़ी काम आएंगे, तो उसके लिए भी तैयारी है अभी से. Yeah, you always feel that rivalry against Bangladesh. I feel, of course, that rivalry always there for any team. But yeah, with Bangladesh, I feel that Bangladesh people are quite emotional, and they really enjoy it and come with great intensity, and it's good fun. It makes us more intense as well. Keep us on our toes as well, and it's fun. I like to play, or our team like to play in this sort of intensity. It brings the best out of us as well, and very happy to see how Bangladesh people support their team as well as cricket. So it's very, very fortunate to see that.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Done?
Thank you, Shikhar.
Thank you.